Hello! This is the Grief Time channel. Today we're going to tell you which celebrities have passed away. Videos are published every day. Subscribe and press the bell.
Swiss physicist and Nobel laureate, he received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1987 with Georg Bednorz for their work in superconductivity in ceramic materials. Müller was born in Basel, Switzerland, on 20 April 1927 to Irma and Paul Müller. His mother is Jewish. His family immediately moved to Salzburg, Austria, where his father was studying music. Alex and his mother then moved to Dornich near Basel to the home of his grandparents. Then they moved to Lugano in the Italian-speaking part of Switzerland, where he learned to speak Italian fluently. His mother died when he was 11. In the spring of 1956, Müller married Ingeborg Maria Louise Winkler. They had a son, Eric, in the summer of 1957 and a daughter, Sylvia, in 1960. Serbian-American poet and co-poetry editor of the Paris Review, he received the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry in 1990 for The World Doesn't End and was a finalist of the Pulitzer Prize in 1986 for selected poems, 1963, 1983, and in 1987 for Unend Blues. He was appointed the 15th Poet Laureate Consultant in Poetry at the Library of Congress in 2007. Dusan Simic was born in Belgrade. In his early childhood during World War II, he and his family were forced to evacuate their homes several times to escape indiscriminate bombing of Belgrade. Growing up as a child in war-torn Europe shaped much of his worldview. Simic stayed English guitarist, he rose to prominence as a member of the rock band The Yardbirds and afterwards founded and fronted the Jeff Beck group and Beck Bogert Apis. In 1975, he switched to an instrumental style with focus on an innovative sound, and his releases span genres and styles ranging from blues rock, hard rock, jazz fusion, and a blend of guitar rock and electronica. Bach was ranked in the top 5 of Rolling Stone and other magazines' rankings of the greatest guitarists. He was often called guitarist. Rolling Stone described him as one of the most influential lead guitarists in rock. Hungarian-born American historian, author, and academic. He was a specialist in modern Europe with special attention to Germany and Hungary. Deak was born at Székesfehérvár, Hungary, into an assimilated Jewish family that had converted to Catholicism. His parents were Istvan and Anna Tamari Deak. He was educated at a Catholic gymnasium, high school in Budapest, and began his university studies in 1945 at the University of Budapest. His studies were disrupted by the war and post-war chaos, and he left Hungary in 1948 following the communist takeover. He then studied history at the Sorbonne in Paris and worked as a journalist in France and for Radio Free Europe in West Germany. The last king of Greece, reigning from 6 March 1964 until the abolition of the Greek monarchy on 1 June 1973. Constantine was born in Athens as the only son of Crown Prince Paul and Crown Princess Frederica of Greece. Being of Danish descent, he was also born as a prince of Denmark. As his family was forced into exile during the Second World War, he spent the first years of his childhood in Egypt and South Africa. He returned to Greece with his family in 1946 during the Greek Civil War. After Constantine's uncle George died in 1947, Paul became the new king and Constantine the crown prince. As a young man, Constantine was a competitive sailor and Olympian. Australian Cardinal of the Catholic Church. He served as the inaugural prefect of the Secretariat for the Economy between 2014 and 2019, and was a member of the Council of Cardinal Advisors between 2013 and 2018. Ordained a priest in 1966 and bishop in 1987, he was made a cardinal in 2003. Pell served as the 8th Archbishop of Sydney 2001-2014, the 7th Archbishop of Melbourne 1896-2001, and an auxiliary bishop of Melbourne 1987-1996. He was also an author, columnist, and public speaker. From 1996, Pell maintained a high public profile on a wide range of issues while retaining an adherence to Catholic orthodoxy. Russian screenwriter and academic born in Moscow, Ryazantseva graduated from the Gerasimov Institute of cinematography and started her career as a collaborator of Larissa Shepitko. During her career, she authored about 24 film screenplays. Because of her work, she was named Honored Artist of the RFSR. In addition to her cinema works, Ryazantseva was professor of scriptwriting in her alma mater. She died on 21 December 2023 at the age of 84. She had been married to the film director Ilya Averbach. Leading Sephardi Rabbah and Rosh Kala in Israel, he was the co-founder and dean of Kollel, Torah V'Chaim in B'nai Brak, and served as president of dozens of Torah institutions. He was also a senior leader of the Shas political party and a member of that party's Metzet Cheshmei HaTorah Rabbinical Leadership Council. Shimon Badani was born in 1928 in Hadera, Mandatory Palestine. His parents, Dwight and Haviva Badani, were both Jews from Yemen who had had 10 children in their homeland, of whom only 2 sons and 1 daughter survived. Shimon was their 11th and last child. Badani's parents initially sent him to a Mafdal religious Zionist school that provided religious education. French composer, conductor, singer, and pianist. Lekia was active in various musical genres such as pop, jazz, ballad, electronic, and classical. He collaborated with many artists, including Charles Aznavour, Edith Piaf, Charles Trenet, and Lionel Renaud. He was also the composer of several film scores and television series, such as the soap opera Les Saint-Tours Bat Born. In Lyon on 19 February 1938, Lekia was a child prodigy and began studying music at the age of 5. When he was 9 years old, he enrolled in the Conservatoire National Supérieur de Musique de Danse de Lyon, where he studied music theory, piano accompaniment, harmony, and counterpoint. German art historian and media theorist with a focus on image science, and this with regard to contemporary art and to the Italian art of the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. Belting was born in Andernach, Rhine Province, on 7 July 1935. He studied at the universities of Mainz and Rome, and took his doctorate in art history at the University of Mainz. Belting taught as a professor of art history at the University of Hamburg in 1966, then at the University of Heidelberg, and from 1980 to 1992 at the Ludwig Maximilians Universität at Munich. From 1992 until his retirement in 2002, Belting was professor at the Institute for Art History and Media Theory at the State College of Design in Karlsruhe.